Patrick Schick makes it 6 goals in 4, and Florian Wirtz comes off the bench to help Bayer Leverkusen win away to Union Berlin 2-1. Jules, that initial lineup with Grimaldo and Frimpong as wingers didn't quite work.
No, it didn't quite work, although they took the lead and them two combining. But after that, Union are not... they're not a great team, but when they're on it like they were on Saturday, they're hard to play against, that's for sure. And they came back in the game with a great goal.
And when I say it didn't work, I'm not. You're right. I mean, they both played well. They combined on the goal. The problem is, you had Schick up there on his own.
Yeah,
as a
he
team,
never
they're
got-
creating nothing because in
Yeah.
midfield, you've got the Alish and Shaka, and you don't have people who can create.
There's not
basically.
enough. And it shows you how important Wirtz is. Obviously, we knew that. But then the cross that he puts on for Schick's header on for the winning goal is just amazing. And that's what they've been missing. So
I don't want to
right.
see this lineup again. This is not fun.
Yeah.
This is
He
nicht
tried to
lustig.
rotate.
Not fun.
Milan beat up Empoli 3-0 on Saturday at Tijani Reinders. Bags 2 more goals. Gab, has Fonseca found his balance?
Yes, and that balance's name is Yunus Musa. We've seen a little bit. We saw against Real Madrid, saw it a bit against Juve where they weren't good, but they were balanced. Basically, he's worked out that, hey, look, if I play Musa on the wing, Musa, because the guy runs all day and he's a smart player, then he can retreat. He becomes an auxiliary
The
fullback.
Matuidi role in the 2018 World Cup.
In the what, sorry?
The Matuidi role in the 2018 World Cup for France is exactly the same. It's perfect for a player like
the
him.
difference is that was a defensive team, and Matuidi was doing it in front of Benjamin Pavard, right? So the difference here is that he's doing it in front of Emerson Royal, who needs protection.
Not good,
But more importantly, it allows Milan to basically switch to a back five and push Theo a little bit further up on the left, which is good because Theo also does like to defend. And it's ideal for Rafael Leao in the left wing position because what happens? Monata drops, he and Pulisic beaver away pressing.
Oh, I love Pulisic.
And Leao just waits around, so he's fresh for the up. You don't have to stress him out by giving him defensive assignments or pressing assignments. And he's fresh when he gets the ball.
Have you seen the trailer for the Pulisic documentary?
I have
where they
not.
followed him everywhere. Captain America, no? I think the trailer is exactly what the whole documentary of following, the life of Christian Pulisic is going to be. But yeah, check it out.
Can I say something? He's a phenomenal footballer. I love his work rate, whatever else. Personality-wise,
But maybe you'll
he
discover
does not
something
seem
more.
like...
Maybe.
Okay, all right, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. He does, it does not seem like he's like a, sex, football, and rock and roll type of guy.
Yeah.
But maybe he is. I don't know. Omar Marmoush scores twice, taking his season total up to 17.
Incredible.
More than that other Egyptian striker people keep talking about. And Eintracht Frankfurt win 4-0 at Heidenheim to stay second. Joel, shall we jump on the Gino Topmuller bandwagon now?
I think we should, Gabby, because we've said before they're fun to watch, really fun. Ekitike was on the bench for this game and he came on and scored. And him and Marmoush are maybe with Lautaro and Marcus Thuram. And not many teams play Font 2, I give you that, with the Font 2. But they are great together. It works so well. They play with a lot of intensity, a lot of verticality. They're great. I don't know if it will last because they're also in Europe, obviously. So there will be a point where I think they feel a bit tired. And Heidenheim are not bad as we saw against Chelsea in the Conference League. Even the Chelsea B team, they hold their own. I thought in that game too. So this was a really good win.
Heidenheim, for those who don't know, one of those wonderful German football stories. They were 6 divisions below not that long ago, and they still have the same coach.
Exactly. Juventus considered injury time equalizer at Lecce and have to settle for a draw. Gab, are you as concerned as their fans who put them off the pitch?
Okay, so this is where kind of old Juve meets new Juve. It's a cardinal sin in injury time. You're winning 1-0.
It's a bad goal to consider as well.
It is because Cambiaso, what he does is he wants to attack. He keeps Cambiaso, by the way, is arguably Juve's best player this season.
Yeah, he's been
and he just runs into a crowd of 3 defenders, loses the ball, lets you go up the other way and score and equalize. What I would say about this is that Juve have 9 players out right now. I'm not going to criticize Cambiaso for trying to score until the very end.
Yeah.
I might criticize your boy Kefren Turam for a miss of the century contender.
The big miss.
And just for the fact that in the end, I mean, they played this guy Pugno, whose name is Fist at the end up front.
But then we also were sold on the Mota style of football, etc., that we haven't really seen that much.
No, it's been weird. They've been good defensively. They're passing the ball sidelines. We haven't seen the Motta style. But what they're doing is getting people used to seeing younger players out there, kids from the youth team.
Yeah, true.
Nicolo Fagioli was the most experienced player they have on the bench. He's 23 years old and has made 25 top flight appearances. All the other guys, some of them are people I'd never heard of. One of them was named Montero. Apparently he's the son of Paolo Montero.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's a footballer, just a guy they brought on the bench because they need to make up the numbers. Come on. Seriously, there's work to be done. You're on a journey. You're 3 months in. Please, a bit of patience. Great game at the Velodrome between Monaco and Marseille. Jules, it came down to Mason Greenwood's late penalty. And again, a defender saying, let me just, I'm going to defend this cross. It's okay. I don't need to worry about where my arm. Put your arms behind your back like God intended.
The first half, not great until the Golovin goal just before the break. And then Marseille equalized just after the break. And that really made that second half really, really interesting. Both sides going for it. Marseille maybe a little bit lucky. Their goal is a little bit lucky too, to be fair, the first one.
A lot of chances, a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, I think the XG for Marseille is 2 and the one for Monaco is over 1. So really good for both teams going forward. But they have good attackers. That's why they have. Rabiot played a bit higher up with Greenwood behind Neil Maupay. And I maybe the draw would have been a fair result. And Adi Hutter was quite frustrated after the game, saying Marseille got really lucky in here. But you also ride your luck. And finally for Marseille, their home form had been dreadful. We said that before the Zerbi, not happy. And I think this brings a lot of peace to this team, even just psychologically and with the fans, to have beaten Monaco. So second against third in this game. And with PSG drawing, that means Marseille just bridged a little bit the gap with PSG.
I've asked you this before. Are you more scared of Monaco or Marseille or neither?
No, but Marseille don't have any European competition. We've said that, which is a bit like
So
Napoli. Massive help. But Monaco, I think, are a better team overall, though.
Important Monaco-related question. You said his name before, but the Russian fella who plays for Monaco, what's his name?
Golovin?
Yes. If you were in France and you were speaking to other French people, what would you call him?
Why?
You'd still call him Golovin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm
there's an
watching
E
the
at the
Champions
end.
League. What?
There's an E at the end. So
I don't think there is an E at the end.
Yeah, Golovin is written with an E at the end.
I think that's kind of like that weird thing where French people change the spellings of names.
Golovin has an E at the end, so nobody said Golovin.
Okay. Do you know who does say Golovin?
No.
I'm watching the Champions League, and there's this Muppet show of a commentator who I won't name, and he's calling him Golovin. I'm like, them dude's not French.
He's not French, and there's an E at the end, so he said the E at the end. That's
upsetting.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Respect. Even Golovin.
Yeah, even Golovin.
Deserves respect.
1 point from the last 6 games for Leipzig. Beaten 5-1 at home by Wolfsburg. Gab, I know you love mocking Red Bull. Before you mock Red Bull, surely Marco Rose can't survive this.
Apparently he will, because afterwards he's like, yes, we're going to continue together.
No, you can't. We don't want you there anymore.
The Leipzig director of football, his name is Schroeder or something. Some dude. He's not the real sporting. I mean, he is the sporting director, or he was. But there's all the clever people upstairs pushing the buttons. Those are the guys who are making decisions. He left. He's leaving now, and he hasn't been fired. No, he's going to Salzburg because, of course, their other marquee team is even worse. They're
2 points in 5 games or something
they're
like that.
6th in the table in Austria. This is terrible. This was really, really terrible.
So bad,
By the way, this isn't some 5-1 where their XG is 4.7.
Yeah.
They missed it. No, I think they created nothing in this game. The players seem really, really unhappy. Obviously, Rosa needs to be held responsible. But it can't only be him. There are questions above this. Maybe it was a Schroeder guy. I don't know. I just know if you're Jurgen Klopp, okay, Jurgen, this is your last chance to get out. But if you're going to stay on the dark side and try, maybe he's there to try to bring the dark side into the light. I don't know. But man, he's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, definitely.
Jules, we had another one of those Cholismo 2.0 performances from Atletico Madrid. They destroy Valladolid 5-0. But I know you're going to want to talk mostly about what Antoine Griezmann did. I don't know. I'm sure he scored better goal. He must have scored so many goals in career.
Sure. He scored the overhead kicks and things. But
this is better. This is better.
It's just about how you just caress the ball. He basically turns, and the way he controls the ball is like doing a U-turn if you want.
Roulette.
Yeah, but with the inside of his foot, not with the foot on the ball, not
Which
like
is
a
much harder to
360.
do.
And then just like hitting the ball past. Oh my God, it's so beautiful if you haven't seen it. It's just wonderful.
And he's got the floppy hair. He's like Spinderella
he's
there.
so
like-
handsome. He's so perfect. Really, I love him. And I know this is probably his last season in Europe, and then he's going to go across the Atlantic to MLS. Great.
Not
But-
Saudi?
I don't think so. He's not a Saudi type of guy. He's more of an MLS, American sports type of guy. So we need to enjoy him for as long as we can, because this is not going to last any longer, this magic. So this was beautiful. And by the way, Atletico de Madrid, third in the table, 2 points behind Barcelona now, I think. One behind Real Madrid, who have a game in hand. But I think he's 34, 32, 31, something like that. So
Jules, we've had culture analysts have had their hearts broken so many. You know what's going to happen. And
No,
next
I'm
game,
just saying.
they're going to play the horrible formation. It's going to be all Jimenez defending.
No, but I'm just saying
and
they've had
Vic
some
Dolan.
patchy performances, and we've said that, where they haven't been good and sometimes managed to win,
they're
sometimes
not
just to
like-
draw. But they're just there. They're right up there with the other
Valladolid are
two.
terrible. There's a reason
no, I
the
know,
original
I know.
Ronaldo was on the phone to us and says, "Hey guys, I need to sell this. What can you guys offer?"
Gab, it's been rumored for weeks, but now we know that sporting director Andrea Berta is leaving Atletico de Madrid after nearly a decade building this squad with El Cholo together. And does this give us any clues on Simeone's future, or is just two separate things?
I think it does give us some clues. Bucero, I think, is going to come in, or he's already come in,
Yeah.
and he's effectively going to take over a lot of responsibility. Andrea Berta, obviously, is Italian, moved over there when he was relatively young. I think he was in
Yeah.
his mid-30s. He deserves a lot of credit because under his tenure, of course, they reached Champions League finals and won league titles, and he worked very, very well with Diego Simeone. It's Atletico Madrid. There's always questions about, Uncle George and
Yeah.
how much sway he has over the club. I think that's on Berta. I think he wants to maybe try to be his own guy a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to go. I think he might take some time off and think about it, and maybe even think about how he wants to stay in the game, if he wants to stay in the game. It's a hat trick of penalties for
Woo!
Justin Kluivert as Bournemouth win 4-2 at Wolves. Jules, he's the first Premier League player to convert 3 spot kicks in one game.
That's right.
But one of our colleagues had the chance to
Yeah.
do this years ago.
So I didn't know this story, but I can let you tell the story before. First on Kluivert and Evan Nilsson getting the 3 penalties for him as well.
Winning
So
the 3 penalties.
winning
This
the
should be
3
a different
penalties,
category.
which is pretty incredible to have the same guy who win the 3 penalties and the same guy who scored the 3 penalties. I love Iraola after the game saying that before the 3rd penalty, he wasn't sure that Kluivert should take it. He was a bit nervy, he scored 2 already. Can he make it 3? He did. He took the 3 really, really well. I think only the 4th player in English football history, because we said first time in Premier League history, but as we know, there was football before the Premier League was invented.
What?
And I think the last one was in the 60s maybe, but only 4 forever in English football history. So well done, Justin Kluivert, who also, you know the other quiz fact about Justin Kluivert, right? The only player in history to score in all of the big 5 leagues. There's a
Is he
few.
really?
There's a few on only 4 of the 5.
I thought Radu Choyo had done it.
only 4 or
Radu Choyo only
5.
played in the Big
Radu-
5.
Yeah, Rochoyu only scored in 4 of the 5s. He's the only one to scored in 5 of 5,
There
which
you
is
go.
pretty amazing. And now also the first one in Premier League history to score 3 penalties. Well done. So Craig Burley, did he
Craig
score 2
Burley.
and miss 1?
He scored 2 and missed 1. He was
No
the
way.
first person. I'm assuming this would have been a derby, I'm guessing, that happened. Sergio Aguero, also famously scoring
No
2,
way.
missing 1. And then there was somebody else, I think, scored 1 and missed 2.
Okay.
I mean, my favorite 3 penalties
Is
in the game.
Martin Palermo,
Martin
obviously.
Palermo, yes. I don't even know. What game was that in?
With Argentina, no?
Was it with Argentina? It's like,
I think it was
and that
maybe.
was in the... Was that when Diego Maradona was the coach? In that weird
we need to
era when
find-
he
yeah.
brought in randos to play for... Anyway, we digress.
Yeah, we digress.